Learning to let go of intrusive thoughts that can ruin a life is no easy feat. These thoughts can feel like an inescapable trap, constantly weighing us down and eroding our sense of self. But there is hope, and this guide aims to provide a compassionate and practical roadmap to regaining control. Welcome to Guide to Reads. If you've ever found yourself consumed by worries, doubts, or disturbing mental images that just won't go away, you're certainly not alone. Today we're diving into Overcoming Unwanted Intrusive Thoughts by Sally M. Winston and Martin N. Seif, a book that offers a lifeline to those struggling with this incredibly common yet deeply distressing experience. Through science-based cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT techniques, this guide provides the tools to navigate these intrusive thoughts with greater ease and find the peace of mind you deserve. Be sure to subscribe for more insights that can support your mental health journey. Unwanted intrusive thoughts can feel like a relentless inner battle, making you question your own sanity, your deepest fears, or even your sense of reality. The shame and anxiety they trigger can be overwhelming, causing you to withdraw from the people and activities you love. But please know that you are not alone. These types of distressing thoughts are shockingly common, even among those who are otherwise mentally healthy and morally upstanding. In this summary, we'll explore a practical, step-by-step, CBT-based guide to overcoming the grip of unwanted intrusive thoughts. You'll learn that the key isn't about trying to eliminate these thoughts entirely, but rather changing how you relate to them. With the techniques outlined here, you can learn to let these thoughts come and go without getting trapped in a vicious cycle of fear and anxiety. The path to a life free from their influence is within your reach. 1. The problem with avoidance. The relentless dance with those uninvited thoughts, a battle that can leave even the most steadfast minds feeling weary and overwhelmed. But fear not, my friend, for understanding is the first step toward reclaiming the peace you so deserve. Let us start by acknowledging a fundamental truth. We are all human, and the mind is a complex and ever-active organ, constantly making associations and spawning notions that can leave us feeling unsettled. Imagine, if you will, the innocuous sight of a carrot at the grocery store, only to be assaulted by a jarring thought about intimacy. Or the innocent admiration of a cute kitten, suddenly tainted by an intrusive idea about harming it. These thoughts can send us reeling, questioning our own moral fiber, and leaving us mired in self-doubt. However, the irony lies in the fact that our very attempts to avoid or fight off these thoughts are often the root cause of their persistence. You see, by reacting with panic and worry, we're inadvertently signaling to our brain that these thoughts hold some deep, meaningful significance. And so, like a stubborn child seeking attention, they keep returning, trapping us in a vicious cycle of anxiety and self-loathing. This internal dialogue, my friend, is a familiar one. The worried voice, fretting over what-ifs. The false comfort trying in vain to soothe the worry, and the ever-elusive wise mind, the calm observer that holds the key to our liberation. It's a symphony of fear and futility, played out in the recesses of our own minds. But take heart, for the answer lies not in avoidance, but in acceptance. These thoughts, no matter how repugnant, nonsensical, or tempting, are a natural part of the human experience. They are not a reflection of our character, nor a judgment on our sanity. They are simply the brain's way of processing the complexity of our existence. The path to freedom, then, is to amplify the voice of the wise mind, the one that can recognize the futility of resistance, and instead, greet these thoughts with a gentle, non-judgmental curiosity. It's about learning to coexist with the ebb and flow of our mental landscape without getting swept away by the undertow of worry and fear. So, my friend, take a deep breath and know that you are not alone in this journey. Together we shall explore the neuroscience behind these intrusive thoughts and uncover the practices that can help us find the peace we so desperately seek. For when we learn to dance with our thoughts, rather than fight them, we open the door to a life free from their relentless grip. 2. Tuning out the static, the relentless chatter of our minds, those intrusive thoughts that can feel like an incessant static, disrupting the peace we so desperately crave. But take heart, my friend, for the power these thoughts hold over us is often rooted in the very myths and misconceptions we've come to believe about them. Let us first dispel the notion that we can ever truly control our thoughts. They arise, unbidden, like mental hiccups, a natural byproduct of the ever-active, ever-associative nature of our brains. And the belief that these thoughts somehow reveal our true selves or character, that too is a falsehood. Our character is shaped not by the fleeting random ideas that dance through our minds, but by the actions we choose to take in this world. Similarly, the fear that these disturbing thoughts might somehow compel us to act on them, an outdated, misguided understanding of the human psyche. These thoughts, no matter how unsettling, are simply normal universal experiences, a part of the rich tapestry of the human condition. Imagining dropping a beloved child or leaping from a ledge, they are but meaningless blips holding no deeper significance or hidden desires. But the true kicker, my friend, is the notion of magical thinking, the idea that merely contemplating a scenario can somehow will it into existence. How often have we found ourselves caught in this web of irrational belief, only to realize that our thoughts do not, in fact, control the universe? No, they are mere whispers, echoes of the endless chatter within. The key, then, is to recognize the universality of these intrusive thoughts and to stop treating them as harbingers of doom or reflections of our true selves. They are no more than earworms, annoying, yes, but ultimately irrelevant. And the more we resist them, the tighter their grip becomes. But by understanding their harmless nature, we can begin to loosen their hold, allowing the static to fade into the background. So, my friend, the next time you find yourself questioning, "What's wrong with me?" remember this: nothing. These thoughts are simply a part of the human experience, and the only thing that's wrong is the power we've unwittingly given them. It's time to reclaim our mental sovereignty, to tune out the static and hear the symphony of our own authentic selves. 3. The misfiring brain. The intricacies of the human mind, a delicate symphony of neurons and synapses, tasked with the weighty responsibility of keeping us safe in an ever-changing world. But alas, even the most sophisticated organ can occasionally misfire, leading to the persistent unwanted thoughts that can so often plague us. Let us dive deeper into the neuroscience behind this phenomenon, my friend. Picture the amygdala, the part of the brain designed to act as our guardian, constantly on the lookout for potential threats. In the days of our ancestors, these threats were often more tangible: the ominous growl of a predator or the telltale imprint of a paw in the mud. But in our modern, fast-paced world, our minds have become adept at detecting potential dangers in the most mundane of thoughts and experiences. And when we react to these seemingly innocuous mental blips with fear and anxiety, our brain takes note, logging them as genuine threats. It's as if we've opened a new pathway in the neural network, one that will make it increasingly difficult to simply let these thoughts go. Oh, the irony of it all. Our very attempts to safeguard ourselves only serve to strengthen the hold of these unwanted mental visitors. But take heart, my friend, for the brain is an adaptable marvel, capable of unlearning fear responses and forging new, calmer pathways. The key lies in silencing the worried voice and the false comfort, and instead amplifying the wisdom of the wise mind, that rational, grounded presence that can remind us that anxiety does not always equal danger. Imagine it, if you will. The mental spam filters, automatically sifting through the endless chatter of our minds, recognizing the harmless nature of these intrusive thoughts, and relegating them to the junk folder where they belong. Over time, as we persistently apply this approach, our brains will come to understand that there is no true threat, and our peace of mind will be reclaimed. No longer will we be at the mercy of a sticky mind, one that clings to these thoughts, growing ever more resistant to our attempts to pry them loose. Nay, we shall learn to let them flow through us, like water through the fingers, without getting caught in their relentless current. So, my friend, take solace in the adaptability of the human brain, and trust in the power of the wise mind to guide you towards a freedom from the tyranny of unwanted intrusive thoughts. For in embracing this neurological wisdom, we unlock the doorway to a life unencumbered by the mental static that has for too long held us captive. 4. Practicing acceptance. The path to acceptance, A journey that requires both courage and patience, my friend. But fear not, for I shall guide you through the 6-step process that can help you break free from the shackles of those pesky intrusive thoughts. First, we must recognize. When that unwanted mental visitor arrives, pause and label it for what it is, an intruder, a brief blip in the endless stream of consciousness. Naming it is the first step toward detachment, a way of acknowledging its presence without getting swept up in its current. Next, we affirm that these are just thoughts, harmless, involuntary echoes that hold no reflection of our true selves. These thoughts do not need my attention, we remind ourselves, a gentle reassurance that these are not marching orders, but merely fleeting phantoms. Now comes the true test. Accept and allow. This is the difficult part, my friend, for it requires us to let the thought exist without the urge to fight, reason, or distract ourselves. But therein lies the power, for resistance only serves to strengthen the thought's hold, while acceptance robs it of its might. Then we must float and feel. Ground yourself in the present moment, using your senses to shift focus from the what-ifs to the what is. Let the thought linger, without judgment or reaction, like a cloud drifting across the vast expanse of your consciousness. Next, we let time pass. Resist the temptation to hurry the process, to check if it's working. Instead, trust that the thought will fade on its own, in its own time, like the setting of the sun. Finally, we proceed. Keep moving forward, my friend, even with the thought still lingering in the background. Refuse to let it stop you, to derail your path. For this thought, like all others, is mere background noise, a fleeting visitor that holds no true power over you. But beware the emotional traps that may arise, the guilt, the doubt, the urgency that can tempt us to overanalyze or seek reassurance from the false comfort. Nay, disengage, my friend. Do not open, do not respond, simply delete and move on. And should you find the need for a more proactive approach, consider the power of exposure work. Intentionally engage with your triggers at your own pace, and witness as your brain learns ever so gradually that there is no true danger to be found. Turn your thoughts into song, poetry, or absurd narratives, for in doing so, you strip them of their stickiness, their ability to linger and torment. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate these thoughts entirely, but to accept them, to stop caring about them. For it is in this shift of attitude that they lose their grip, fading into the background noise until peace of mind becomes your new glorious default. So, my friend, take heart and trust in this process. For with each step, you inch closer to a freedom that transcends the tyranny of the unwanted thought, reclaiming the inner sanctuary that is rightfully yours. 5. Recovery and setbacks. The journey of recovery from the clutches of intrusive thoughts, a path that is not always smooth, but one that holds the promise of freedom and peace of mind. Let us explore this process, my friend, with the understanding that setbacks are a natural part of the experience. When we first begin to shift our perspective and stop treating these thoughts as threats, a remarkable transformation can occur. What once felt like an endless onslaught of distress now starts to take on a sense of boredom, like watching paint dry or the relentless tick of a clock. This shift in perception is the first step towards reclaiming our focus on the truly meaningful and real aspects of our lives. As this newfound understanding takes root, the tension that once gripped us will begin to ease, and the thoughts will start to flow through us, like water through the fingers, no longer able to disrupt the rhythm of our days. But the road to recovery is not without its challenges. Stress, illness, even the quiet moments of respite. These can all trigger the resurgence of familiar thoughts or the arrival of new unwelcome visitors. It is easy to feel discouraged when this happens, my friend, but see these occasions as opportunities to put your hard-earned wisdom into practice. For it is in the revisiting of your tools and the reconnection with your wise mind that you will find the strength to weather these storms. Whether the thought is a familiar foe or a novel tormentor, the approach remains the same. Identify it for what it is, an intrusive, unwanted thought, It matters not the specific content, but rather the feeling it evokes and the instinct to resist it. Instead, step back, label the thought, and embrace the path of acceptance. But, dear companion, it is important to note that in some cases professional support may be necessary. If these intrusive thoughts begin to manifest as plans or actions that could cause harm, immediate intervention is crucial. And if they are linked to deeper conditions, such as depression or bipolar disorder, therapy, medication, or a combination of both may be the restorative balm your soul requires. Remember, you are not alone in this journey, and your thoughts do not define you. With the tools and strategies we have explored, may you find the strength to focus on what truly matters, to break free from the tyranny of the unwanted thought, and to reclaim the peace and joy that is your birthright as a human being. Final summary: Overcoming Unwanted Intrusive Thoughts is a compassionate, practical guide to managing intrusive thoughts using CBT-based techniques. Sally M. Winston and Martin N. Seif provide science-backed strategies to help you detach from, accept, and reduce the power of intrusive thoughts, allowing you to regain control and find peace. Intrusive thoughts are a common and natural occurrence, but they don't have to control your life. By practicing acceptance, mindfulness, and self-compassion, you can break free from the cycle of fear and avoidance. Whether you're dealing with occasional intrusive thoughts or more persistent ones, this book offers valuable tools to help you manage them effectively. Ready to take control of your intrusive thoughts? Start by practicing mindfulness, accepting thoughts without judgment, and reminding yourself that they are just mental static. If this summary inspired you, grab a copy of Overcoming Unwanted Intrusive Thoughts and take the first step toward finding peace and freedom. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Guide to Reads for more transformative book insights. Remember, you are not your thoughts. You have the power to let them go.